I just hope it's not another Forces. This 2022 game is such a good opportunity to redeem Sonic's reputation. Please be good. Please. I just want to be proud. I just want to be proud to be a Sonic fan again. Please. SEGA, please. If you need an extra year to work on the game, push it to 2023. I won't be mad.
It seems like Sonic Frontiers ended up being a pretty big W in SEGA's eyes, as well as in the eyes of a lot of fans. For me personally, the game's a solid 8, maybe 8.5 when compared to other Sonic games, but a flat stinky 5 or 6 out of 10 when compared to games in general. Music's banging though.
Will the whole world know your name when we dance with destiny?
As far as I'm concerned, Sonic Team didn't even see Frontiers as a game in actuality, but more so a massive global test to see if players really vibed with the new direction the series was heading in. And God knows the reception was really positive. Or let me say was positive, because I don't know what fans are going to think of the game in like a year's time. You're probably familiar with how wishy-washy the general consensus is within the fanbase. I really do hope Ian Flynn comes back as a writer though. He's not perfect by any means, but he handled the characters pretty well, with an exception for Amy in my opinion. She just felt kinda bizarre at times.
I'm not sure what happened, but I know what I saw. A love that transcended time. I believe in our power. When this is over, I want to share that love with the world, even though it may take us far apart.
Amy, for the love of God, what are you talking about? I just hope there's gonna be actual consistency from now on. I do not want Tails going back to kissing Sonic's ass after he claimed he was gonna go on a journey on his own to find himself or some shit like that. I don't remember what he said. So, all's well that ends well, right? Frontiers was a success, it sold a lot of copies compared to previous titles, and even those that aren't really big into Sonic really like the game. Normally you'd think the developers would kick up their feet, celebrate with a few drinks, and bask in their newfound Sonic-y glory. But no, they're Japanese, and in hardworking Japanese fashion, they immediately went to work on the next game. Mario Kishimoto took an interesting approach where he took to Twitter to collect feedback and answer questions about the recently released game. He then claimed he'd take the received feedback and keep it all in mind for future Sonic titles. And as you can probably imagine, fans began to become ambitious with their questions and requests for future games. I initially thought he was doing this to be more communicative with the fan base, that all the suggestions and requests would eventually or inevitably end up 6 feet under, but it seems like I was wrong. He's very persistent on answering these questions and reading all these pseudo essays on how Frontiers could be better or what not to do for the future games. It even came to the point where some fans became concerned about Kishimoto, fearing that he was becoming overwhelmed. But nah, he really wants to know what the fans want so he can shape up his ideas for the next installment. And to be extremely frank with you, I find this really fucking weird. Like, it's very obvious he's not obligated to do this. One can assume that this all stems from Kishimoto's determination to make Sonic succeed and possess everlasting success. But companies, or directors for that matter, don't do this. They just don't do this. Many of them hand out surveys to the masses and work from there, like Nintendo especially. So for one man to willingly take the time to collectively obtain feedback and reception from individual fans on a social media platform is just wow. Like, I'm surprised Sega's even allowing him to do this. And you might be thinking, what's the big deal? He's not breaking any NDAs, he's not disclosing any sensitive information, so why wouldn't he be allowed? And to that I say, I don't know. It's just bizarre, don't you think? And on top of that, he's discussing cut content, admitting that development was rushed near the end. I mean, that's obvious, but still. Talking about the return of Hypersonic, Infinite, and Memphis, Tennessee. Agreeing to changing the end's boss fight due to how lackluster it was, with lackluster being in quotations. Agreeing to the return of multiple playable characters? I mean, damn. It all sounds nice when said out loud, but I still have small suspicions that majority of all this data gathering Mr. Kishimoto is doing right now isn't gonna come into fruition. Somebody did ask about a possible traditional fighting game, but he essentially said, nah, no thanks, in the nicest way possible. I just thought it was funny.
Now here we go, it's the end of the show. Hear them, they're calling your name.
When it comes to Sonic, especially as of now, I want less talk and more action. Less bark, more bite. Frontiers was a good first step, but it wasn't good enough. I'm really hard on Sonic compared to other video games because I love the character and I love this series, like capital L love. And looking back at previous games, I just see missed potential after missed potential after missed potential. Wait, hold on. Look, I didn't like Werehog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't like it. I did not care for Werehog.
Why didn't you like it?
Because it insists upon itself, okay? It insists. And other games just felt like a massive waste of time and resources. Listen, all I'm saying is that Sonic Team seems to be doing a whole new generation, new me thing, but I want to see change. They've promised so much and it's a matter of delivering. I want Sonic to impress me again. It's not impossible. I'm not asking for much. But if Kishimoto applies a good chunk of the feedback he's been receiving onto future games, then I think Sonic's in for a very interesting future.